I want to tell you a little story that I want to tell you a little story that happened to me. I was doing this session with Gary Scheider from Funkadelic and Mudbone from Bootsy's Rubber Band, and we were in the studio, and they asked me to, like play something really, play something funky because we were writing some new tunes. So I thought, okay, yeah, I'm cool. I could play all this cool stuff. So I started. I think the beat was, I think it was like this. I was like, something like that, and they just looked. They were just staring at me, and I was going like, like, what's wrong? Can you guys play something? And they're like, well, they weren't moving to it. They weren't moving their body to it. Because they were like, they couldn't understand where I was coming from, because everything I was playing was like up here. It was like in my head. It wasn't like I didn't feel it. I wasn't like feeling, like the bottom and the bass drum, and then feeling the 2 and 4 and the snare. And they just wanted to hear something simple. They just wanted to hear just do do ga, do do ga, do do ga. So it like left space for them to play, so they can play, like Atomic Dog, like so they could play boom don't go, don't go, boom doom, and they just wanted something straight. They wanted me to just like lay down a beat that they can feel and they can like dance to. So they were just like, just play the simplest beat you could think of. And I just played, And I thought, well, that's, that's not funky. There's not all these little embellishments in. That's what they wanted to add. They wanted to go like, and they wanted that dun 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 dun, and Gary wanted to add a guitar part that was, well, look, let me tell you this, like the James Brown tune. We were playing this James Brown tune, and the guitar part was something like dent gank dent gank dent dent gank dent dent gank dent gank dent dent gank dent. I heard that. I thought, okay, I could play to that. I was like, I was playing all these diddles and playing, playing everything the guitar was playing, the accents with my bass drum and snare, and clogging this whole thing up. And I was driving down the street one day, and I heard like the tune, the real James Brown tune, and it was just like amazing what the drummer was playing. It was just like, it just blew me away, because he was just leaving all this space to let like the guitar and the bass and the vocals and everything breathe, and it went something like this. He was going like dent gank dent gank dent dent gank dent dent gank dent and I mean, that just blew me out. I mean, just he was leaving so much space. I actually heard the guitar, I heard the bass, I could hear everything, and he's just playing just quarter notes on the hi-hat and just, not playing the 4 of the whole, on the snare of the whole pattern, and it just, all of a sudden I could feel it. All of a sudden it went from like my head to my hips. All of a sudden it just like, and then I understood what like Gary and Mudbone were saying. They just wanted to feel something that they could play off of, not something that was like, that you have to think about. So anyways, the way I learned my four-way coordination and independence in all four of my limbs is by practicing these ostinato patterns. And what I would do is, like, I would take like, let's say, like a samba bass drum pattern, and I would learn that. Samba or a bayonne bass drum pattern. And I would learn that with my feet. After I learned that, I would like add a snare. Maybe I would learn, like, put 2 and 4 to that, the samba and bayonne pattern. Just a basic 2 and 4 backbeat, and get my feet and left hand working. Or I would add like some other kind of syncopated pattern. There's 13 different ways to break up the 16th note, and I would break that up, I'd write it out, break it up, the 13 different ways, and practice that with my right hand and my rise cymbal.